This is the Dallas Morning News.
Welcome to the DMN Morning Debrief. Everything you need to know about what's going on across North Texas. I'm Samantha Guzman. Coming up, the often deep-fried, always deeply delicious winners of the Big Tex Choice Awards have been selected.
The 2026 Big Tex Choice Award for Most Creative goes to Bury Me and Matcha by Stephen L. Giddy.
We'll take a look inside the judging process. But first, the weather and today's headlines.
Another day of triple-digit heat is in the forecast Friday for North Texas, although there is a chance for some isolated thunderstorms later in the day. North Texans can expect another day of searing heat Friday, with a heat index, or feels-like temperature, of close to 109 degrees, according to the Weather Service. This weather report is compiled using information from our news partner NBC5. In today's headlines, retired Judge Michael Chitty is expected to hear a second day of testimony in Carmelo Anthony's request for a new trial at the Cullen County Courthouse in McKinney. Anthony was convicted of murder in June and sentenced to 35 years in prison for the fatal stabbing of Austin Metcalf at a high school track meet tent in Frisco. His defense says an unwritten agreement with prosecutors collapsed and hurt their trial strategy, including Anthony's decision about whether to testify. Prosecutor Bill Versky challenged that account Thursday and said some restrictions were meant to avoid publicly airing sensitive material and protect people involved in the case. If Chitty grants a new trial, Anthony's conviction would be overturned and the case would start over. Turning to education, Texas's new school voucher program is starting to reshape school choices for some North Texas families, including Stephen and Colleen Hauk of Hearst. Their children, Yua and Haruki, have Down syndrome and left public school for the Notre Dame School of Dallas, a Catholic school for students with special needs. Vouchers are taxpayer-funded accounts for private education costs. The Hauks received $16,895 for each child, making tuition possible but adding a 26-mile commute and a new vehicle expense. This is the first year for the Texas Education Freedom accounts, and more than 85,000 students will use them, including 20,700 students with disabilities. The rollout shows the stakes. Private schools can turn students away, tuition can still cost more than the award, and by early August, more than 20,700 students had returned vouchers. Meanwhile, the Dallas Stars took another step toward a possible move from Dallas to Plano. The team has chosen HNTB to design a proposed $1 billion arena and entertainment district at the Shops at Willow Bend. That matters because the Stars' current home, American Airlines Center, could lose both the Stars and Mavericks in 2031 if both teams follow through with new arena plans. In that case, the building may need to be repurposed or torn down after about 30 years of use. HNTB has designed major sports projects, including Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas and Pfizer Forum in Milwaukee, though it has never designed a hockey-only arena. The firm says the Plano project is meant to be more than a game day venue, with a live work and play district active year-round. Plano residents have raised concerns that taxpayer money could help fund $700 million of a $1 billion stadium, only for the team to leave decades later. HNTB says, design work is still early, and the Stars have said they plan to break ground by 2028 and open in time for the 2031-32 season.
Hey y'all, Samantha here again. It's time for today's Tasty Debrief Extra. Every year, the great State Fair of Texas selects the best dishes coming to Fair Park in the fall. This year, DMN food reporter Sarah Blaskovich got to be a judge, and she has some hot takes.
I was a judge at the State Fair of Texas this year, and I tried 15 food and drinks for the Big Tex Choice Awards. Now, I judged these items on price, creativity, taste, and whether somebody would actually order them at the State Fair of Texas. Let me tell you, there was so much to eat and drink. For the best tasting savory dish, my pick was Flamin' Crunch Cheetos. This is a cheese pizza topped with Flamin' Hot Cheetos, one of my favorite things. It was cheesy, spicy, and crunchy. Basically everything I want from a State Fair food. I think I love it. It is so messy. You have to sit down and two-hand 14 napkins this thing. For my favorite sweet treat, I was rooting for the frozen espresso teeny bar, which is an alcoholic espresso coffee popsicle. And for best sipper, my vote went to a strawberry mango margarita in soft serve style. which is totally on trend. Ooh, very sour. Yeah, so super cold, and then crunchy, and then sour. And it's sort of spicy. Oh, we're like creating a symphony with this margarita. But the judges had other ideas.
The 2026 Big Tech's Choice Award for Most Creative goes to Bury Me in Matcha by Stephen L. Giddy.
Well, of course, I was a judge, right? So my votes counted a little bit, but they didn't sway the whole thing. So did any of my winners actually win? No, they didn't. Here are my votes. Those three that I just mentioned were the things I think you should spend your money on this year. They're trendy, they're fun, and one of them is only $7. That espresso martini popsicle, just $7. That is a steal at something like the State Fair of Texas. One thing is for sure, there's a lot to eat and drink.
That was food reporter Sarah Blaskovich. This segment was produced by Zakaria Washington. Thanks for listening. Find more reporting and today's stories at dallasnews.com. This digest was partially generated by AI and then reviewed and edited by our newsroom staff. We welcome your thoughts, questions, and feedback at audience@dallasnews.com.